Hey y'all, I'm Elisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And welcome to Watch for Deer. Well, that only took 3 or 4 takes.
She kept saying, hey y'all, it's Elisa. And both of us at the same time went, nope. I had to start over. That's not, you say I'm Elisa.
Right, I'm Elisa. Like, we're creatures of habit.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm Samantha. That's how we start it.
Yeah, it just throws us off if we don't have it like the way we always do.
Okay, so our new favorite thing to do is try out a new wine every time
Ta-da!
we do this. So we have a new wine. She actually bought a white wine.
For her.
For me.
It's called Francis Coppola Diamond Collection. It's a Sauvignon Blanc.
Coppola or Coppola?
I don't know. I'm not Italian.
Pretty sure that's Coppola.
Coppola 2020. So I got her a white one.
I do like a white
So we're going to
wine.
try this one. You ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, this smells like I'm not going to like it.
Oh, yes. That's it. Right there.
That like has no flavor.
Yeah, it's sour. It's like a sour wine. It's not sweet like cotton candy like you did me last week.
I mean, it's good. I can absolutely drink it. But
What's the alcohol content on that?
I'm a sweet...
let's look at this bottle here, people.
I am a sweet wine. So I literally spent like 15 minutes trying to pick out a wine for you.
I don't have my reading glasses. I can't see this at all.
See.
Wait, y'all can. Ooh, this is a lot. It's 13%.
Ooh, we getting lit up in here.
We are not. My parents are on their way.
Come on, Patty. You can have a glass with us.
She will. She will. As soon as she comes in and sees that we're drinking wine.
That's right. She's just
gonna
going to have to hop on a podcast with us.
she's
Hurry
gonna
up, Patty. Hurry up.
Where's the... She's shopping at the Walmart.
She's shopping at the Walmart.
She's like, I'm waiting on your dad to get hot dogs. I said, didn't you just have hot dogs last night? She goes, yeah, but we like them.
The hot dogs we usually buy is Cavalier, and of course, if you're from around here, SS Logan's shut down, so goodbye Cavalier. It breaks my achy breaky heart just a little bit.
There's a lot of people. Dottie posted on Facebook the other day. She was eating an egg sandwich, and she was eating it with her pinky up. She was like, I'm eating a scrambled egg sandwich with pinky up, and I commented on it, and I was like, if you don't have bologna, if you don't have fried bologna on that sandwich, then ma'am, you need to put that pinky down. And she said, she's like, we don't have Cavalier anymore around here, so there's no reason to even have bologna.
That's right.
So you went from everybody eating the hillbilly steak, and we loved us some hillbilly steak,
To nobody.
to nobody. Oscar Mayer who?
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer who? No, thank you. We want our Cavalier bologna, and it's gone now.
So
We don't know what to do.
yeah, it's
want
really
our
sad.
Heiner's bread.
I tried Nathan's the other day.
No.
Clinton was like, He was like, no, not it.
I went to Florida.
So we're in the quest to find new weenies.
When I was younger, I went to Florida, and I stayed with my grandma. And we went to the grocery store out there, Publix or something. And I was over there looking, and she was like, what do you want? And I said, I'm going to get me some bologna and bread because, I can eat that all the time. And I said, where's the Cavalier bologna at? She goes, honey, that's local to you all. That's not a thing.
That's not a national thing.
So then I go over to the bread, and she grabs a bag of Sara Lee. And I was like, no. And she just looked at me. I said, get Heiner's. She goes, again, that's local to you all. You all. Nobody has that except for you
Heiner's
all.
old-fashioned bread and some Cavalier bologna.
Heiner's old-fashioned and Cavalier bologna. And now, I don't want to talk about it. I'll cry.
We have no bologna, no wieners.
Let's just keep on going.
So,
you don't have any wieners?
I don't have no wieners. So let it be known, I am looking for new wieners. Hot dog wieners.
Lisa.
My God, what a pervert you are.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so.
You should be ashamed of yourself what you just
You're
said.
so funny.
You need to calm down.
So I don't know if we talked a little bit last time when I seen you that, I'd started doing massage therapy for my chronic pain management, like my back and my neck. Well, the last time I was in, he did cupping to help, and I've never had that done. Have you had that done?
No, I've heard of it.
Okay. Can I show you this picture?
You got bruises all over you, don't you? Elisa.
It looks like an alien got a
Did
hold
it
of
help?
me. Actually, it did.
How does that help?
It's supposed to draw the blood
You've got
up there.
humongous hickeys all over your back.
Well, they're almost gone now.
That looks awful.
It does look awful. However, with that being said, it did help because I was hurting really bad in between my shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to concentrate the blood flow to the problem areas and help stimulate like new cell growth and reduce inflammation.
So it's where they put this jar on you and they put fire up inside of it.
So this is dry cupping. He like does the massage, the oil, and then like uses like these cups and then like sucks the air out of them. It pulls the skin up.
So it's not got the heat underneath that you put on it?
No, this is dry cupping. This isn't the heat.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Was it?
But I thought
that looked awful.
I wanted your reaction, so clearly it was fun.
What's the name of this wine again?
I don't know. You told me I said it wrong, so there's that.
I think Francis Coppola.
Yeah. AM PM Spirits over in Catlettsburg is usually where I get all of my alcohol. That or Stadium Spirits down in Huntington.
How much is this one?
I think this was $12 or $13.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
You need to spend more money on me.
Don't start.
I'm just saying.
Don't start.
A $13 bottle of wine, you're getting what you're getting, people. However, this is not a bad wine at all. And it's got a little bubbly in it. I see a little bubbly floating there.
I'm not, I gotta read up on my wines. I'm not a wine connoisseur, so if you don't like your wine, buy your own damn bottle next time.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay, are we ready for today's story? Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to bring this to you. All right, trigger warning.
Of course.
No, not really.
Really?
No trigger warning this time around.
Oh, look at us.
No. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
I'm about to set the stage. Picture it. 1999. You just got your favorite McDonald's meal, a fresh, clean Monopoly board.
Yes.
You take out those hot fries and you peel those Monopoly pieces off, those bad
Monopoly
boys.
pieces. We used to get the big cups and the large fry, you know, and then
the Big Mac.
Oh my gosh, yes, and it had the little pot, and you pulled it, and you got you got the Monopoly boards,
the little
on
game
it.
pieces.
Yes.
You pull them off and you stick them on your board.
Fun. Yes.
And then you pull the ones off of your drink.
Yes.
Look here, you just want a free cheeseburger. Free cheeseburger.
I used to love the Monopoly game. I forgot about that. They don't do that really, do they, anymore?
No, and I'm about to tell you why.
Oh.
So I literally can't imagine anyone, especially our age, not being familiar with the family game Monopoly.
Okay, so since you're talking about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Also, people make fun of the way I say McDonald's.
But you want to go to McDonald's?
Since you're talking about this, do not let us go off air until I tell you about something that happened back in the early 90s or 80s at McDonald's. And I will tell you about it. And when I mention it, everybody's going to know what I'm talking about. And I will give the actual story of what happened. Go ahead, because I know it by heart. Go ahead.
Okay. So
what was that? So here we go.
I just hit puberty.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. In 1987, McDonald's marketing partnered with Simon Marketing to draw in more customers to their restaurants. Simon Marketing came up with the idea of their Happy Meals as well, which was an absolute genius of an idea. I mean, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars have we as parents spent on a freaking Happy Meal for the toy, for the 5-cent toy?
Listen to me. I still
Seriously.
have some of my Happy Meals from the 90s, the toys in it, that my dad would go and take me to get. I know that my friend Ferg still has some, but at Christmas time, I've got the 101 Dalmatians from the 90s, the Christmas ornaments that I put out, that my dad went specifically to get me. The toys back in the day,
in the 80s and 90s, were killer. Like,
yes.
You remember when they had the Big Mac and the little cup that they were like Transformers.
Yes.
Like you flop the cheeseburger bun up and then pull its little hamburger meat hands out. And it's like,
listen, California raisins.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Did you forget about that?
I did.
California. Okay, go ahead. You're doing nostalgia. This is bad. We're going to be all over the place.
This is going to be y'all strap in, because this is going down memory lane.
Are we strapping in?
We're strapping in. Ready? Okay, here we go. They created a game for McDonald's based on the Monopoly game. Now, this helped increase their sales during these contests by 40%, which is crazy. McDonald's increased their revenue by 40% just by running these games. For those of you that aren't familiar with how this sweepstakes was ran, once or sometimes twice a year, McDonald's would put out these Monopoly boards. They're like a little pamphlet. You go into your local McDonald's, you could pick one up. And when you purchased certain menu items, you got some game pieces to play. So a person could also walk in the store and simply ask for a ticket for free, because if they didn't allow that option, it was considered gambling. So they had to, like, you could just walk in and be like, I want a ticket.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was not
advertised.
That was
obviously
not advertised.
Game pieces would correspond to a property space on the Monopoly board, with the exception of the Golden Avenue or Arches Avenue properties, which were added in the 2008 edition, and the Electric Company and Waterworks added in 2014. Now, when combined into colored matched properties, the tokens may be redeemed for money. Now, historically, the grand prize was usually like $1 million. And, of course, they didn't pay you out, $1 million. It was an annuity, made payments over X amount of years.
Yeah.
And that was a combination of the two most costly properties of Park Place and Boardwalk. But in 2006, 2007... games, the top prize, which was $5 million, with the traditional $1 million prize being Boardwalk and Park Place, was awarded for collecting the 4 railroads. Seems innocent enough, right? Seems like a really good fun time. Everybody loved playing this. I know I did. I was in college, in the early 2000s, and I remember going through just to get my pieces. If you're by a McDonald's.
Right.
So, what happened, and why am I calling this episode the McScandal?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say McScrewed.
They were also McScrewed. In March of 2001, Agent Doug Matthews of the FBI sauntered over to his mentor's cubicle, Rick Dent, who was the opposite of Agent Matthews. Now, Agent Matthews was just... I feel like we would get along really well because I'm like a lot. Like, I can be a lot sometimes. And Agent Matthews was a lot. Like, he was hyper. He was energetic. Like this little puppy dog, on crack, bouncing around. So, he was just very, very energetic. Now, Dent, who was his, senior officer, he was a straight shooter, always meant business, no BS. If you must work, you might as well have fun doing it, was kind of the way, Matthews was.
Yeah.
He was loud. He was boisterous. And while asking Dent what today would bring for the guys who work together in the office, they typically run cases like healthcare fraud, things like that. And of course, Agent Matthews thought those were stupid boring. So he sees a Post-it note sitting on Dent's computer, and on it says McDonald's Monopoly fraud? ? And Matthews asked Dent what that was about, and he explained that they received an anonymous call about a potential fraud within the Monopoly game. So Matthews takes the Post-it note and he makes a call to the anonymous caller who'd left their number. And what the caller told Matthews was that all the big prize winners were all related.
What?
The odds of that happening were like 1 in 250 million. They all lived in Jacksonville, Florida, and the caller stated that they had received the game pieces through a contact who went by the name Uncle Jerry.
They had somebody on the inside, didn't they?
Dent and Matthews pitched the case to their boss, who was that was Mark Devereaux, and received the green light to proceed with this investigation. Now, at this stage in the investigation, they weren't really sure who was involved. Was it somebody within McDonald's? Was it, somebody in their printing who printed their game pieces? They're not really sure, but they know there's something going on at this point.
Yeah.
How are these pieces being distributed? Who's making them? How are they placed on the fry boxes? They had so many different questions that they needed to have answered. So they called the head of security for McDonald's, and they requested that him and his team make the trip from Chicago to Jacksonville to discuss. Now, they didn't tell them what they were coming down for. They just said, hey, we're the FBI. We need your cheeks in a seat down here. Let's go.
Yeah, the FBI.
Hello?
They do not.
Hello?
I'm sure they do not. Not that I've ever been visited.
No.
But hypothetically, if people did show up on my doorstep at one time years ago, if it was 2 men in black suits asking for a hypothetical husband, and I was like, he's not home from work yet, and they were like, we know. We're going to wait on him here. And I was like, oh, okay. We hypothetically, allegedly, didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. but hypothetically, allegedly, he was being questioned about something that he could have possibly seen. You know how they interview
Yes,
people?
like you could have been a witness.
Yeah, could have been a possibly
unknowingly.
witness, hypothetically, allegedly. But you talking about scaring the absolute crap out of yourself when you've got the men in black on your porch looking at you, you know, being like, we know where he's at. And I was like, oh, Scooter's going to prison. I was like, oh, God, you know. But no, he didn't. It was just, and he didn't know anything. So he was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds to me like y'all dodged like a bullet.
I mean, we didn't dodge anything. I tell you what. The people those people didn't dodge a bullet either. But
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but that's another story.
No, it is not another story.
I'm kidding. Okay, so
wrong. Get back to McDonald's.
So they got the okay to go and, you know, to get these guys to come in. So you have the head of McDonald's securities coming down to Jacksonville. They're going to meet with the FBI to see what's going on. Now, so they gather in a conference room and they're keeping it super private, super closed off. And they just kind of pitch to these executives that there's a potential fraud ring and that, you know, they really needed to figure out what was going on. The executive stated that they were actually getting ready to run another contest starting in April. It would be a few weeks from the date that they were in the office there. So they only had a couple weeks to prepare. So they were going to run from April to July. That left only about 4 months for the FBI to catch whoever was responsible for the schemes. The next question was, how were they going to begin this investigation? All they had was an anonymous phone call stating that there was fraud. Like, where do you start? They started by getting all of the phone records for the winners, and there was one number in particular that kept coming up prior to and after these big wins and then stopped.
Okay, stop for a second. So somebody anonymously tipped off the FBI about the McDonald's
fraud.
Mm-hmm. I bet it was a family member that they left out of the loop.
Mm-hmm. Now, so this number belonged to a man by the name of Jerome Jacobson. Ironically, Jacobson worked for McDonald's as the head of security for Simon Marketing. Guess what everyone called Jerome? Jerry. Could this be their Uncle Jerry that was mentioned?
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was
don't know. I
say?
thought it was going to be like something cooler than Jerry. That's what they called him. I was like, I don't know. Like, you know, I don't know what they called him. Big Mac Supreme. I don't know. And you're like, Jerry.
They called him Shamrock Shake.
Yeah. They called him Jerry. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So Jacobson was a retired police officer who had been injured and he had to take some time off. Now, when he went back into employment in the corporate sector, the agents found out he'd also worked for Dittler Brothers Printing. So, you know, what in the world does Dittler Brothers have to do with anything? Dittler Brothers was a secure printing facility that made tickets for raffles, scratch-offs, and other state lotteries. In the late 1980s, Jacobson was hired on with McDonald's as their head of security. And now, these agents have a tiny thread to pull. The FBI sends Simon Marketing's head of security, Rob Holm, into the lion's den of Dittler Brothers to examine the process and report back to them on the process of how the game pieces are worked. Now, Holmes does just that. He comes back and he tells the FBI that, honestly, it runs like a really well-oiled machine. The agents were able to wiretap Jacob's office and notice that there was a lot of the calls people referred to him as Uncle Jerry. Matthews had stated, damn, this guy can't have that many nieces and nephews. And Dent tells the young rookie, he's like, you know who calls everyone uncle? Mob guys. It's a show of respect.
Oh.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Oh, Elise, I don't want to do a story on the mob.
April 2001, a call comes into Simon Marketing's Redemption Center. It's a manager saying that a guy found $1 million ticket in the People's Magazine insert.
And they should have let him keep it.
Matthew-
End of story. You all...
Y'all be safe and watch for deer.
Follow us on Instagram. Watch for deer. We did not do a story about the mob.
Sit down, man. Sit down.
I hate you.
Matthew suggested at this point going undercover. So that's what they did. They put together a team under the guise of a video production company called Shamrock Productions, and they would interview the winners for a commercial. Thus, Operation Final Answer was born. Now, they named this after the current theme of the Monopoly game, which was then branded by Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They set up a place and time to interview and record Michael Hoover, along with McDonald's head of press and publicity, Amy Murray. They showed up, they began their interview with Hoover, and as they have him recount his story, he starts to sweat and his face gets redder and redder. Wine time.
That's really good. I really like it. Continue.
It does go down really smooth.
It does. It goes down smooth. It's good.
It for sure does. Now, they show up. Okay, so he gets redder and redder. He stumbles through a couple details, which really seemed odd to them. As, I mean, if you just won $1 million, I feel like you'd know exactly what you did that day. You know what I mean? Like, they can't.
Not if you did
like it would. No, like it would stick out in your mind if you legitimately won $1 million. Like you would remember those details.
Oh, everybody would remember those details because I would be calling people and being like, "You're not gonna believe what happened."
Now they just can't go around to every single winner's home or city and record because that would take forever. So Matthews comes up with another idea. He says, "Well, let's have a winners reunion. We'll fly them all to Las Vegas and interview them there." So that's what they did. So let's introduce a new character and go back a few years to 1995. Gennaro Jerry Colombo was a winner of a flashy new Viper. His face was plastered all over TV for the commercial. Ironically, the Colombos were one of the infamous Five Families, which was a cartel of New York City's most powerful Italian mafia organizations. Most people tied in with the mafia kept a really low profile.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, Elisa. Most people keep their mouths shut.
Jerry did not.
Elisa doesn't either, apparently.
The commercial he shot with McDonald's almost cost him his life. But long story short, like, they found out where he was. Obviously, someone was trying to hunt him. He about got taken out. Now, the next winner of the Big McMillions was Gloria. She was from Jacksonville, Florida as well. And she had told the production agency that when she won, she was actually located in Hilton Head, South Carolina, with some friends down there just chilling. Now, she had went there looking for work, and suspecting that she might be lying, the agents pulled out a photo of a McDonald's and handed it to Gloria. Matthews asked, "Right there. That's it, right?" Gloria said, yes, that's the one. And they had her autograph this picture. What Gloria never realized was the McDonald's in the picture was the one that was located in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, so it wasn't. Here's the thing. I mean, I go to our McDonald's all the time, and I couldn't swear that I could pick it out of other. They all look the same.
I don't know.
I feel like they all look the same.
Our next winner that Shamrock Productions interviewed was William Buddy Fisher, who won $1 million in New Hampshire. Now, when asked to walk them through that day, Buddy was very nervous, and he kept stumbling through his story. He began to sweat, absolutely profusely. So much, they actually had to cut and, get him a rag and some water, and he had to dry himself. He was sweating so much.
Sweating does not make one guilty. He may have had the hyperhidrosis. I feel like we're jumping to conclusions.
Okay. I hear you out. So it turns out that Buddy had a daughter with a really wild personality who was always causing him stress. Sorry, Dad. Guess who was the daughter? None other than Jerry Colombo's wife, Robin.
Oh, my gosh.
That's right. Buddy was Jerry's father-in-law. So at this time, you have Buddy, you have Gloria, and you have the other guy. So that's 4 already right now. Our next player in the game of the McScandal comes Gloria. But Gloria was talking about she was a single mom. She was making like $24,000 a year in 1997. And, you know, this was a godsend. So when she was down in South Carolina, she was meeting them and talking to them. And they were like, you know what? Jerry works for McDonald's. You know, we can help you out. This is going to be great. And she thought it was really weird. And she was like, I'll call and I'll let you know later. Because she had a feeling that this wasn't like on the up and up, right?
Yeah.
So she goes back home to Jacksonville after visiting the Colombos, and she calls the number Jerry gave her. Then a guy on the line answered, and she said she would do whatever she needed to do to win that prize money. Here comes the catch. Jerry tells her he needs $125,000 up front for the game piece. How in the name of God is she going to... Oh, I got to plug my computer in. Why did I not do that?
No, you don't have to cut it out. We can just keep on going. Plug your computer in, Elisa, and we'll just keep on talking.
It just gave me a battery thing.
Oh, well, plug it in.
Okay, we're close.
Okay, see, keep on going. And you were
Crisis
asking,
averted.
how in the world is she going to come up with $125,000?
That's right. So Jerry explains to her that she actually has a house, and he knows a mortgage broker who he always deals with. Mm-hmm. So Gloria goes to see the broker, but unfortunately, she's only able to obtain $25,000 from the mortgage. Freaking out, she calls Jerry, and he says, take the cash. We'll make out some sort of payment arrangement for the rest. So she meets Jerry with the $25,000, and he drives off. A few days later, he calls and tells her that he has a new phone and a new address for her all set up in South Carolina. Once the stage was set, it was time to move. Jerry takes her to McDonald's in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and he has her walk in claiming to be the next big winner. As soon as the first check arrived, she handed it over to Jerry Colombo. Now, many times she considered calling the authorities, but she knew who the Colombos were, and that was probably not the best idea, to report them.
Yeah, what do you think about doing a podcast on them?
Jerry's next unsuspecting victim was the 29-year-old TSA flight attendant at Jacksonville International Airport. Jerry had come across her at the ticket desk and instantly began hitting on her. Lee Casano was a former beauty queen, and she was really living her best life. She was taking advantage of all the perks she got as a flight attendant, you know, because if they had unsold seats, the employees could fly free on the weekends. Mm-hmm. So she was really living it up. Like, she was, you know, constantly touring and seeing the world, and it was nothing for her to be in Hawaii or wherever. So she really used that perk. She loved to party. She lived a very bright and vibrant life. Jerry, on the other hand, was a large, older man who was balding, and he was absolutely 100% not her type. So he sees her standing at the ticket counter in the Jacksonville airport, mm-hmm. and he walks up and he's like, how you doing? I mean, you know, like Joey Tribbiani, how you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, probably not, but that's how I see it in my head.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'll just play along.
Yeah.
Because this guy's like, this is not happening.
Yeah.
So they start talking back and forth, and, you know, they find out, and they're like, oh, you're like, I'm Italian. He's like, well, you know, I'm wanting some surf and turf. What do you say we blow this joint, we go get some dinner? And she was like, I can't just leave work. Like, I'm actively working right now. He was like, don't worry about it, doll. And he, like, gives her a business card with his number on it. At the same time, he hands her $200 bills. Mm-hmm. He says, you know, when you get off work, go get yourself a nice meal. And she was like, I can't take your money. He was like, sure you can. Sure you can. So she takes the money. He waddles off, gets on his plane, goes wherever he's going.
Is that how you describe it? He waddles off?
He waddles off.
So Uncle Jerry waddled.
Uncle Jerry waddled.
You keep making this man more attractive and more attractive.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Is he? Like,
he's a chama.
Is he a chama?
He's a chama.
He sounds like a chama.
He is a chama. He's a chama. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't make you pay a quarter for a coffee.
No, he would not.
So basically, she keeps his number and they start calling. So she calls him up. She's curious. She's like, you know, this guy's older. He clearly has money.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, I got me a sugar daddy.
That's exactly what
she's
that
like, I got
is.
me a sugar
That's
daddy.
exactly what she thinks.
So obviously it wasn't long before she reached out to him and they became, buddies. And they'd go on various trips and spending sprees. Now, Lee actually maintains to this day that it was just a friendship and nothing intimate had ever happened between them.
So Lee's a liar.
So I call bullshit. But Jerry does eventually tell Lee about the Monopoly pieces, and he convinces her to claim one. The only trick was she had to go to Philadelphia and use a friend's mailbox to claim the prize. And she told him, he was like, we got to get you in a new state with a new address, new phone number, all that. And she was like, I have several friends in Philly. She was like, I'm sure they would let me use their mailbox, and I can just grab a home number from there. And so she goes and she does. She gets that mailbox, she gets that number, and she calls Jerry up and she was like, okay, I'm all set. And he was like, okay. He gives her the Monopoly piece and she goes and she claims the prize. She walks back out and she's got this shake in her hand and they're like, yeah, she's like, they gave me a free shake. She was really excited.
Oh, I thought you meant like she had a trimmer.
No, like a milkshake. Like a milkshake,
okay.
like a McDonald's milkshake.
I thought she was trimmering.
No.
I thought she was nervous.
Oh, no. She just bebopped right in there with her little ponytail swinging,
and
little hip sashaying, got her a free milkshake, came back to Jerry's car, was like, okay, I claimed the prize. So once they got the check, because they had to mail the check to her in Philadelphia, and again, this is an annuity payment, so they don't give you just a one lump sum. Mm-hmm. So she gets the check. Her and Jerry go back to Philadelphia. Jerry picks her up from her friend's address, and they take the check and they go cash it at the bank. Before leaving, the bank teller reminds her, because these are lottery winnings or, game winnings, to be sure to save some of this for taxes, because she's going to get hit with a very hefty tax bill.
Yeah. She should have called J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now. I think that commercial back in the 90s made everybody think they were going to get an annuity payment.
Yeah.
And we wanted it in one lump sum.
Annuities were like stupid, like common back then.
Weren't that much?
I mean, really, really common back then.
Anyways, she had to pay taxes. Go ahead.
But Lee did not have the opportunity to touch the money before Jerry's big bear paws slapped the money off the counter, stuffed it in his jacket, and walked out.
You just keep describing him in the worst ways
sorry. I'm just trying to get you guys to sit and imagine what type of person this is.
You're doing a good job at it. He's lovely. He's a lovely man.
I mean, he's a looker.
He's a lovely man.
He's a looker. So time goes by, so he gets all the money, he stuffs it in his jacket, and he's like, let's go. So they walk out, gets in the car, and Jerry isn't giving Lee any of the winnings. But he tells her, he drops her off, says, we'll be in touch. So time goes by, and Lee has been unsuccessful at getting in contact with Jerry to get her portion of the winnings. Finally, Lee's accountant tells her, she said, hey, taxes are due. You owe $50,000 in taxes. You're going to have to make this payment. Again, she reaches out to Jerry numerous times. She tries to call him. She's unable to reach him. What she does not realize, and what she later discovers, is that Jerry and his wife Robin and their toddler son was in a car accident. Jerry had been in the hospital and his condition kept deteriorating. And eventually, after a week, they removed Jerry from life support and he passed from internal bleeding. Lee would never see her money. 2001 to 2002, Lee keeps receiving tax notices from the IRS and learned that what happens when you don't pay your taxes?
You go to jail.
They charge you interest, and that keeps building up.
They'll have the FBI shows up on your porch if you don't pay your taxes, allegedly. Allegedly.
There was just no possible way that she could afford to pay $50,000. So at this point, the IRS is hounding her. They're leaving calls, and potentially when you're in a situation like this where you can't pay your taxes, they can start garnishing your wages.
They can put your in jail.
They can freeze your assets. You can go to jail. Like, we're talking about really big ramifications.
Right.
So Lee does the only thing that she could think of to do. What does she do?
She tells the truth.
She picks up the phone.
Yep. She narcs them out.
She calls the IRS.
Yep.
And she tells them what happened.
She tells on the mob.
The operator, obviously uninterested. I would probably guess that if you called the IRS, it would be like trying to call or walk into your local DMV. You know that movie with the sloth, where the sloth is the actor what is that? It's a animal movie, Zootopia.
Yeah.
Where they walk in and the sloth is working there at the DMV.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I'll have to send you something. But, she's obviously uninterested in her sob story. She's like, yeah, so you didn't pay your taxes, whatever.
Yeah.
So she takes down her information and they get off the call. Well, months go by and there's zero response from the IRS until, just like you're familiar with, there's a knock on the door.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
said hypothetical and allegedly.
Allegedly, there's a knock on the door.
Yeah, hold on. Ready?
Who is it? So, she opens the door, and it is an agent with the FBI. Now, he holds up a picture of Jerry Jacobson and asks if she knew who that man was. She didn't. Obviously, she didn't. She'd never met Jacobson. Well, the agent then asked her if
Hold on, did you say Jerry Jacobson?
Jerry Jacobson.
So that's another Jerry. That's not
that
Uncle
was the
Jerry.
first Jerry.
Okay.
That was the Jerry that was the retired police officer that got hurt.
Okay.
Yes, lots of Jerrys in the story.
Okay.
This was the Jerry that was the head of Simon Marketing Security. So they asked her, well, have you ever heard of anyone called Uncle Jerry? She was like, oh, yeah. She was like, yeah, I have. Because the reason she realized this is anytime Jerry Colombo was with Lee and ran into his wife Robin, he always introduced Lee as Uncle Jerry's side piece. So she had been familiar with that name. So the agent's like, okay, great. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
So she denied having an intimate relationship with him, but he's introducing her as his side piece.
No, as his boss's Uncle Jerry's side piece. So you have Jerry Colombo.
Yeah.
Who is allegedly part of the mafia.
Yeah.
Then you have Jerry Jacobson, who was the head of security at Simon Marketing.
Okay, so he introduced Lee as Jerry
Jacobson's side piece to his wife.
Had never seen
She'd
him before.
Never known who he was.
So why was he denying Lee to his wife if he wasn't in the throes of an entanglement,
of a passionate relationship
with him bear paws, with him huge bear paws,
with him big.
Go ahead. I'm dying to see what this is. A good story to me.
So our next guy we're going to introduce, his name is AJ Glom. He was a cool and funny guy in his late 50s. He really lived the blue collar lifestyle, and he was just the life of the party. Now, AJ had gotten into some trouble dealing drugs, but he got out on probation when his buddy Don Hart called him up, and he was like, hey, write this number down. This is something I know you're going to be like super interested in. AJ is given $1 million game piece and drove to Alquippa, Pennsylvania to cash that baby in. Well, AJ decides against it, seeing it would draw way too much attention to him, and that was the absolute last thing that he needed after coming out of probation. So he shifts gears. So he tells his friend Dawn that he actually has a buddy that he's going to bring in, and they'll just split the winnings 3 ways.
Okay.
Before long, AJ replaces Jerry Colombo in recruiting new winners. AJ suggested they use an annuity broker to buy out the payments to the winners. Now, this allows them easier access to their money, and they don't have to wait for years of payments. So the way an annuity broker buyout is, there's kind of like 3 key players. There's the annuity holder, which would be the victim in this case, whoever has the game piece, right?
Yeah.
And then the insurance company, and our shady scheming guy or known as the purchase company, which would be Jerry Jacobson.
Okay.
When a buyout happens, usually the holder receives less than what they would have if they kept the payment plan. So you take $1 million and this company says, we're going to pay you X amount for over so many years.
Yeah.
What they're doing with your $1 million is they're investing that money.
Right.
And that's how they afford to pay you. When you take a buyout, you're agreeing to receive less money for an upfront payment.
Yes.
But because they can't do that, there are actual third parties that do these annuity buyouts.
I swear I remember all of this, like it being less and stuff, from those J.G. Wentworth commercials. I can remember him saying, do not take less of your money.
Of your annuity payment.
In one lump sum.
Yep. So they, from 1998 to 2000, AJ ended up recruiting a total of 10 different winners for this scam. Our next big player coming into the McScandal, his name's Dwight Baker, and he happens to be an elder of the Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
So Dwight Baker actually gets recruited by his good friend Jerry Jacobson. And he begins to help recruit others. So when you first start this scheme, you have Jerry Jacobson and you have Jerry Colombo. And Jerry Colombo is going out and he's recruiting all of these different people that he knows but don't have the same last name, and subsequently isn't supposed to have any ties. But if you dig deep enough, they do. He dies, and Jacobson actually finds AJ, and now he has Dwight. So he's got two, he's got a right and he's got a left hand.
Right.
So Jacobson has Dwight and he has AJ, who honestly, believe it or not, they don't know each other.
Okay.
So they don't know. They all just think that they're just working for Jerry Jacobson. They're the only one recruiting. They have no idea. And some seem to think that after the loss of Jerry Colombo, like, it really put Jacobson in a really bad spot of finding people. So he felt he needed to add some insurance and have a backup in case one of his recruiters would wind up dead again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Over the years, the fraud grew beyond his circle as he found other conspirators, usually by chance, which made them more difficult to pin down during the FBI's investigation years later. Jacobson, according to the Daily Beast, said he met Gennaro Colombo, who was Jerry Colombo, who claimed to be a member of New York's Colombo crime family at the Atlanta airport in 1995. Jacobson was waiting to board a cruise ship several years later when he met Dawn Hart, who in turn introduced him to AJ at a dinner party. They all became Jacob's accomplices, basically the middleman, who would swap out the pieces and get those to various winners.
Okay.
Now, how did Jerry Jacobson do it? How did he devise this plan? Because just like we remember, Holmes, who was the head of security at McDonald's, went in to Simon Marketing, checked out their process, and you have to imagine this process is very top secret. You have two people. You've got the Dittling brothers who's printing these pieces. These pieces they're signed off on, duplicate signatures. You've got people who are, they're transporting these in cases because this is essentially $1 million.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like there's $1 million in that case. So these pieces are guarded.
Yeah.
Jacobson came across the materials that he needed by accident, according to the Daily Beast. A supplier had sent him a package by mistake filled with the metallic tamper-proof seals, the ones that they used to secure the envelopes that was filled with the game pieces that Jacobson, since he was head of security, he was in charge of delivering those. In airport bathrooms, on his way to packing plants, he would remove the envelope's original seal. He would swap out the winning pieces for the regular ones, re-secure the envelope with one of the new seals that he was accidentally sent, and walk out of the bathroom. He would then pass on those winning pieces to Colombo and his other recruiters, who all track down other willing buyers or winners or splitters or however you want to call it into claiming these prizes. The FBI arrested 8 major suspects on August 22nd of 2001 and charged Jacobson with conspiracy to commit mail fraud. Jacobson said at his trial that he had stolen as many as 60 game pieces. Even at the lengths that Jacobson had taken scattering the winners out and around various states in different last names, the FBI was eventually able to find that pattern and connect it to the retired cop. All the winners lived on the East Coast. Jerry Jacobson served, get this, 37 months behind bars and agreed to pay $12.5 million in restitution.
Did he have that kind of money? Did he ever pay it back?
Now in his late 70s, he still lives in Georgia. Now think about this. And this is actually quite genius. I mean, it's genius. He scammed more than $24 million.
Yep.
He only had to pay back 12.5 and serve 37 months. That's $4 million a year he made.
For going to jail.
For going to jail.
Yeah.
Hello? Do you think he cares?
I mean, I wouldn't go to jail for $4 million a year. Would you?
I just think he got off so easy.
I mean, I think he got off easy.
He got off so easy. He got off so easy.
So easy for him.
So easy. So, who was the secret informant that initially called the FBI field office and reported the scam?
It was a family member, I bet.
None other than Ma Colombo, Jerry's own mother.
Yeah, listen.
She despised Robin from the start, and once Jerry passed away, she knew she had to gain custody of their son. So she was the one that called and reported this scam. She just had no idea how deep this scam really went. Is that not fascinating?
I mean, I've heard several stories, even local stories. Your family, not my family, but other people's family, they don't get along that well, and they'll hang you out to dry.
Oh, I'm telling you, like I said, I work in wealth management, and let me tell you, when somebody in the family dies, the claws come out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pitiful.
So let me tell you my story, and everybody's going to know this. Remember back, I don't even remember if it was 80s, whatever, when that woman sued McDonald's and got an undisclosed amount of money, but they said it was millions because the coffee burner.
Yes.
And everybody was like, oh my God. That I really feel like that was the height of everybody saying that you can sue for anything.
Yes, I do. I do remember that. I do, yes.
Okay.
Because her coffee was too hot.
Her coffee was hot. Oh, it was too. People were like, oh my gosh, my coffee's too hot.
But they don't realize.
Yeah. What they don't realize is that it burnt her monk. We're just going to call it a monk. Mm-hmm. Her thighs. Do not meow when I say monk.
Meow.
It burned her monk, her thighs, her inner thighs, and everything. And she was like 70-some years old.
No.
They didn't put the lid on it, but anyways, the lid came off, and it burned her so bad. She had to have skin grafts, and it disfigured her. And, like, it was bad. It wasn't like, oh, the coffee was too hot. It burned her.
Right, and you got a little blister.
Like,
it was
she was in the hospital
degree.
for a very long time. It was very, very bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like a 3rd degree burn or something.
It was a 3rd degree. But do you know Pepsi did something like this? Something like this. Do you remember when you could get the Pepsi points?
Yes, I remember Pepsi points, and I remember you could twist the caps and you would win like a free Mountain Dew, 20 ounce or whatever.
2 points or whatever.
Like they run some games like that too.
And I remember them putting on you can look up on YouTube and see the video of it, but they had put all different kinds of stuff up. Like you get a boom box for so many thousand points, and you could get T-shirts for so many hundreds or thousands of points or whatever, and save your points and mail your caps in, and you get something for free. Well, they at the very end of it, to be super cool, they put a fighter jet in the commercial, and it was like millions and millions and millions of points.
Yeah, because it's a fighter jet.
Because it's a fighter jet, and they were like, it's going to be impossible.
The only person that could like afford that is like the government,
right? So they put a fighter jet up there. Well, lo and behold, some kid got that many points. He was ordering pallets, and he got like people involved in it and everything, and Pepsi didn't want to pay up. They said it wasn't real. It was satire or something. I'll look into it and get the whole story.
Oh,
but yes, a kid got those points. Like he was buying pallets, and he had people involved in everything. It was a big lawsuit.
Be careful what you advertise.
Yeah, because on on the bottom of it, I mean, it said something. And then Pepsi took it off, and it was just it was something.
Wow, it was an ordeal, huh?
Yeah, I enjoyed this story.
So you can actually watch this. This was on HBO. It's called McMillions. It's a really good show. Really goes in way more detail than what I did. There's also a book by James Lee Hernandez and Brian Lizarte called McMillions. They are the ones that created the documentary. I read the book. I watched because there's things in the book that wasn't in the documentary that they couldn't put in there. But both really, really excellent. If you're interested in this particular case, I suggest you go watch it on HBO Max. Really good show.
Well, I tell you, Scott and I started watching on Hulu. It's not a documentary or anything like that, but it's called Paradise. That's what I was watching when I told you. I was like, you have to be quiet for like 6 minutes until this episode goes off.
Sit there and be quiet.
It is so good. It's so good.
I never watch TV. I'm always reading. I'm always reading books for the podcast.
I usually try to take Sundays off for anything, for mental stuff. I like the couch.
I like the couch too, but I gotta get my stuff in gear.
And then I look forward to you coming over Sunday evening, and then we just laid on the couch and I've been watching that. So if we could wrap this up, I could go start episode 4.
Well, I'll tell you what. Y'all be sure to follow us at Watch for Deer Podcast on Facebook and the Instagram. Go like and follow our TikTok at Watch for Deer Podcast. Email us at Watch for Deer Pod. Oh, sweet baby cheese. Cod pass. I think your wine is a little strong. Email us at watchfordeerpodcast@gmail.com. If you enjoy our show, rate us and share us with your friends, family, and coworkers. Y'all be safe and watch for deer.